Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. You already know who it is. And as you can tell by the title, we're gonna just be talking about me being adopted. I'm gonna try to make this quick, easy, because I gotta get my son off the bus in a little while. But okay, so we're just gonna get right into it. And before I start talking about it, I just want to say that everyone has a story, and this is my story, and this is 4 sides to the story. Ain't not about bashing nobody, ain't about saying who's this, saying who's that. It is what it is, and life goes on, I guess. I don't know, but let me just get into it. So yes, I am adopted. So there's my mom that adopted me story, there's my sperm donors side, and there's my birth giver side, and the truth. So technically there's 3, but there's 4 because the truth. I don't think personally me, I'm gonna ever know the truth. Maybe I will, who knows. But okay, so yes, I'm adopted. My birth giver sister adopted me. So her sister adopted me, and she adopted me when I was 8 months old. So backstory, my mom, obviously, birth giver and sperm donor were together. I do have another sister that we have shared the same mother, same father. Is the part that goes with her too, because we was together when this obviously happened. We are 2 years apart. My mom that raised me, that adopted me. So the story that she told me, that I was told, was that sperm donor had me and my sister. I'm not gonna say her name. Me and my sister, and he went to her doorstep and he told her that he was looking for birth giver and that he couldn't find her anywhere, that it was like a week or 2. I don't know if it was exactly 2 weeks, but I know it was a week that she was gone, and that he had us for that long or whatever. And the reason why he was giving us to my mom that adopted me was because of the simple fact that he didn't feel comfortable that we was girls and taking care of us and raising us by himself. Supposedly my birth giver was supposed to go to the store and get some cigarettes and something else from the store, and just never came back. Then there's sperm donor story. That's what he told my mom that raised me, my mom that adopted me. He told her that. So that's the story I got. So growing up, I'm gonna just give you guys a little thing. So growing up, I never really thought that was my real father. I don't know. I think more because like my nose and the type of hair I have, like my side of the family has curly hair, but it's not like my hair. Like my hair is different. My hair is like really kinky curly. I've dyed it so many times. It's wet, so you can't really tell, but a little bit. But it's like really kinky curly, and my nose, even though me and my sister have the same nose, her nose is just way smaller and a little skinnier. Mine is just like a plump, a little plumpy thing. I used to talk to him, like me and my sister used to talk to him when I was like 12 years old, on the phone. And my real father, he doesn't, sperm donor don't talk English, don't speak English. My mom that adopted me didn't teach me like Spanish and all that. Like I was around it, I understand it. Like I understand a lot of things, like a lot of things, but I can't speak to. I could say little words and stuff, but to hold a conversation, no. So my we used to talk to him here and there, he used to call, like, you know, we always used to, I feel like it was just us calling more of him, because we just, you know, you always want to know who your father is, like, you just want to know, you know, whatever. So I have a stepdad. My mom that adopted me, her husband ended up raising me, ended up coming into my life. I don't know exactly what age, maybe 2 years old I was, because she got me at 8 months old and she raised me. So I think he came into my life at like 2, 3, I don't know, around there. And he raised me. They married, they're still together and everything. But I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for anybody else. But for me, this is my story. So, like, I always just wanted to know who my real father was. People would ask me when I was younger, like, what's your nationality? Like, what are you? Like, and everybody used to think I was black, Asian. Like, because when I was little, I had, like, really chinky eyes, and like I said, my hair is like really, really curly. And like I said, in my family, on my mom's side, because all I know is my mom's side. They have curly hair, but they don't have curly hair like me. So, you know, growing up, I used to just go back and forth, like, you know, like, I always wondered, like, is that my real father, or do I gotta, you know, is somebody else my real father? So that kind of like got stuck in my head, whatever, for a long time. So I gave up. Like, he just like stopped calling all of a sudden when I was younger, and I just like, whatever, like, I'm young, like, you know, the way I was raised too, I'm not gonna say I was raised badly, but I was raised around drugs. It was hard, but you know, it wasn't horrible, okay? And I always knew who my real mother was. Like, that's one thing my mom that adopted me, I knew who she was. Like, she would come to the house, and she was a drug addict, so she would come to the house to buy, you know, stuff, because my mom that adopted me was the seller. Like, she would sell it. But, you know, I knew who she was. She just didn't raise me. She didn't do nothing for me, nothing. Like, she just wasn't in my life. Like, she wasn't a mom. So I would say, like, she just chose the drugs over, you know, us. My sister ended up going to my grandmother, which my mom's mom. My grandmother ended up raising her. So, like, we was obviously raised in different households, but we was kind of raised together because we always used to be together and everything. And years, I just thought, you know, I lost contact with, you know, my real father or whatever. And I never knew what he looked like. Never, ever in my life knew what he looked like. I actually have this picture I'll put right here, and it's him and my sister. And she was little. Like, obviously she was born before me, so I don't think I wasn't born yet. But it's just them, and you can't even see his face because his face is like covered halfway. So I never knew what he really looked like or anything. Fast forward years later, I'm 28 now, so 21. I was pregnant with my daughter, and I don't know, I would just get these weird dreams about a man that was like my real dad, and like I just felt like spiritually I needed to, I don't know if it was because I was having a daughter that like she would give me those dreams, but it was just always about a guy in my dream that was my real dad that I had to look for and everything. So, and mind you, I never had dreams about him ever. Like, always have dreams about this man that was my real father, always, all the time. So I would tell my real mother, and you know, my real mother wouldn't really say much. She would just say, he was a good person, he was good to me. I used to tell her. So me and my sister, I don't know if I messaged her one day, and I was just like getting these dreams about like dad, like a guy that's my dad, you know, real dad, whatever, like we should look for him. So I think a couple years ago, before that, we tried to look for him, but we just gave up and was like, whatever. So when all the dreams was happening, I was like, I just feel like I need to find him. Like, I don't know, I felt it in my gut, in my stomach, everything. Like, I just felt like I needed to find him because of the dreams I was having. So I feel it was just a message, and it kept just like not leaving. It's like I needed him. I needed to find him for some reason. So we started looking for him. I started doing my own research, and I started like looking on Google and paying pages and just looking for this man, whatever. And I knew his name, obviously. It's on my birth certificate. I just wanted to know. I was like aching, like just wanted to know who he was. Was he still alive? Does he want to be in my life? All these questions. So I ended up finally finding him. There is a lady that lives in my grandmother's building that actually had contact with them this whole entire time. And I could have known and seen him a long time ago. And I don't know why they didn't bring it up to us, or the lady didn't tell us or anything. But this whole time she had the number. She knew about them. She used to talk to them, whatever. I had one day we called her. We called my dad, and it was my aunt, his sister, that answered. And we was like, my mom talked to her and was like, listen, if you can give my number or the girls' numbers to him so he can contact them, they want to know about him, right? That ends up happening, whatever. It took a while. It took like maybe a good month or two. I don't know. It took a little bit. So then one day I'm at work and I have a baby appointment, and I get a call, and it says from like Puerto Rico. And mind you, when I was searching for him on my end, I can't speak for my sister, but on my end, I was calling Puerto Rico. I was calling like the city hall, finding everything. Like I was paying people like websites online to look for him, and I found a little bit of information, but I didn't find everything. So when the lady in my building, my grandmother's building, knew about her and all that, I was like, why? Like, we had questions like, why this whole time you didn't tell us? And like, come on now, like you know that that's our dad, and we've been searching. My mom asked, whatever. But I don't know. Some people just, I don't think I'll ever know. He ends up calling me. I get a phone call, and of course I'm gonna answer from Puerto Rico. I don't know nobody from Puerto Rico, and I know he's from Puerto Rico and everything. So I answer, and it was the most beautiful feeling ever. I just was like so happy and relieved, and like it was just amazing because I like to hear his voice, to know that he was alive. It was just like, wow, like what? We talked, and then he would call like once a week or whenever he could. He would call us, and obviously I live by myself. I have a different life. My sister has a different life and all that. So 2022 comes, and he still calling here and there, getting to know us. And that's what we was just telling him, like, we just want to get to know you. Before I had my daughter, I think this was in February, because I had my daughter in March, so it had to be like January, February. Most likely it was in February. Me and my sister decided, because one time we was on the phone with him that he called, and he was basically putting all the blame on my real mother. Like, oh, the reason why I lost contact with you guys was because of your mother. And his story was similar to my mom that adopted me's story. So to me, you're both wrong, okay? I told my sister, we just like, because we just want to know the truth. So I was like, I honestly, like, for me, I don't know about for you, but for me, I'm sentimental, I'm emotional. I get in my feelings. A lot of things hurt me. I'm quiet. I keep to myself. But I'm more of like, I hold things in. So I just wanted to know. My sister on here, she holds things in and she's quiet, but like I don't know what, like we're alike, but we're not alike. I went to my grandmother's and we had a conversation with my mother, and I was like, listen, this is serious. Like, we want to ask you a question. So we ended up, before anything, let me tell you guys this. My mom that adopted me and her has been through a lot. And at that time, I wasn't talking to her for like almost like probably like 6-7 months, because I feel like that's just like another story. But me and her has been through ups and downs and whatever. So when we went to my grandmother's, and I told my grandmother, like, we just want to know what happened, like, because and I told her, this is the story I know, and this is a story that Dad is telling us on the phone. So what really happened? Because we're not getting your story. You don't talk about it. You never open up about it. Like, what really happened? So she said, mind you, I'm 27. This was last year. So she says that she did end up going to the store, and the store for something. She did say it was for cigarettes and for something else, but she did go to the store. But she said that when she came back, she said she wasn't gone for that long, that she went to the store, and when she came back, that sperm donor had a guy at the house, and I guess they were doing drugs while he was babysitting me and my sister. And in the drug, it had fentanyl, and he ended up, I don't think he died. I think he just had a big overdose. I'm not sure if he died or he just overdosed. So my mom started freaking out and was like, you shouldn't, why are you doing this in front of the kids? Like, they girls, you shouldn't be doing this. Why is he here? You shouldn't even have a guy over here. Like, we have daughters, da 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 da. And he just was like, oh, like, whatever, like, he didn't really care. She said that when she went to go to the bathroom, like, oh, where is he? To tell him, like, he has to leave. She seen that he was on the floor and there was like stuff coming out his mouth. I don't remember if he died or if he overdosed. I know that it was bad, she said, and that she told him, she freaked out because she was like, oh, they're gonna take the kids away. She was crying. She's like, I'm leaving. I'm taking the kids and I'm leaving. Da, da, da. You gotta deal with this. And I think they ended up calling the police, the ambulance, whatever. But she ended up leaving. So she said that that's why she ended up giving us to my mom, that, her sister, because it was just so much. And, she ended up getting kicked out, obviously, because of what happened. And he just didn't care and all that. And it was just like disrespectful, whatever. So, whatever. That's the story I got with her. Do I feel like I will ever know the truth? Probably not. Or maybe one day I do. I don't know if, what I do feel like, honestly, is that a lot of people don't like talking about their past, especially parents, because of the things that they've done. And it's just like, I feel like if I can forgive you and you was never a parent to me, and I can still forgive you through it all, just say the truth. Like, that's just how I feel. I feel like at the day, it is what it is. I was back in the 90s. Like, I'm 28 years old. Like, I got kids now. Like, it is what it is. Like, there's nothing to be shameful or scared about. Like, life goes on, and it's just like, I just feel like as a parent, you should just say the truth, even if it's gonna hurt. Like, at the day, we're grown. Like, that's when we were small and all that. Like, yeah, you wasn't a parent, but it doesn't mean that you can't be a parent now or try to work and have a relationship with your child, So I don't hold anything against nobody. I do talk to my dad here and there. I think the last time I did speak to him was like 2 months ago. And I'm cool with that. I am excited to see him. Like, I do want to see him and everything. So I feel like, you know, when God thinks the time is the right time, it's gonna be the right time. I don't think any time it will be the right time, honestly. I just want to meet him. Just like, I don't want, and I've told him this before, I don't want nothing from you. I just, like, I don't want no money. I don't want nothing. I'm a grown ass woman with kids. Like, I do want you to meet my kids. I do want to meet you for the first time. I don't even know, you know. I video chatted him before, which was 2 months ago. I video chatted him, and yeah, he lives in Puerto Rico, and I don't look like him, but I do look like like his mother. I look like her. I look like I met my other aunts, like met them, and I'm like, okay, that's where I get my hair from. Okay, yeah, that's where, you know, the nose comes from. Or like my grandmother, I'm light skinned just like her. Chinky eyes. She has chinky eyes, and I'm like, bro, I look just like this woman. It's crazy. I feel like my sister, on the other hand, looks like him, but she don't think so. So I want to meet him. I feel like that was always my dream and wish, was to meet my real father. Like, you know, and since he's alive, I do want to take advantage, because you only live once, and I just feel like life's too short, and it is what it is. And like, they're old, like they're in their late 50s, gonna be in their 60s, and it's just like, you know, that's just something I always wanted as a child. And I feel like as a girl too, it's like you always want your father, you know, your parent. I was abandoned my whole life. Like, yeah, I had a mom that adopted me, and a step, you know, of her husband that raised me. But it was like, it's hard, because like, if y'all knew my story, like if I went into detail about a lot of things, y'all be like, okay, I know why she's like this, or I get it. So this is just like a part of it. But like, I do, and I would love to meet him, and I want to meet him, and I hope that it's sooner than, you know, being too late. And, you know, I'm just thankful for God, for letting me, you know, find him, and, you know, keep in contact as much as I can. I told him I'm not asking for anything. All I'm asking is for your time, even if it's for one day. Like, I get to meet you, and I hope that one day is soon, because I think I would just take that one day is gonna fill up my whole 28 years of him not being around. Like, it just takes that one time, and that's for me personally, that's just what I want. I want that one day, that one time, just to see him, get to know him that one day. And if he moves on in life and he doesn't want me in his life or whatever, then it is what it is. I'm not forcing it. I feel like I'm okay. Yes, it will hurt, but I think that it would just be an amazing opportunity to, you know, have and cherish. I don't hold anything against nobody. Like, it is what it is. Y'all didn't do anything for me. I don't want anything from y'all. Like, even my grandmother, like, we have a relationship. Like, we good. But, you know, like, I do call her ma. And, you know, I knew her my whole life. But, you know, I don't hold none against nobody. Like, it is what it is. I'm gonna be in my 30s soon. Like, I got kids. Like, I'm not, you know, I just, you know, it sucks, you know. But that's my story. That's a good rundown. I think I got into everything. I don't think I skipped nothing. I am going to visit Massachusetts, because I'm from I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. Technically New Bedford, Massachusetts, but we won't say Boston because Boston is the main, you know, whatever. So next year I'm going to visit, And I'm going to try to get my family, because obviously I already know my mother's side, so like that's where I'm from, that's where my mother's side is from and all that. So I'm going to try to show y'all my moms and my family. And you know, if they don't want to be on camera, they don't want to be on camera. You know, I gotta respect the decision and everything, but I'm gonna try to still get, like, you know, pictures and, you know, little content for you guys and all that. But it's the end of my little story of me getting adopted. And yeah, I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all go follow my Instagram. I'll put it in the description. I just feel like I needed to share that. I wanted to share that for so long. And I keep saying story time after story time, but yeah, got it. Here it goes. I hope you guys liked, and you know, like, comment, subscribe, put your post notifications on, so every time I post a video, you guys are notified.